Good afternoon and welcome to the new members and the returning viewers that have found their way back home to us within the community. I thank you for tuning in. We have a lot that we're going to go over. We're first going to start with the news, and then we're going to shift over to the charts as XRP is messing with the pivot point right now, the 53.4 cent mark, right about the 5346 level right now. So that's our first layer to start pushing up and start to have a bullish bounce here. With where Bitcoin's gone, we're going to look at all of the levels realistically. We're not going to look at it biasly just because we're XRP holders. And we're going to see exactly what we have to do to have an explosive move. Our first explosive move would come after breaking out of the 56 cent level out of this descending triangle. And that could help push us up some 25% up to around that 66 cent level, which is that rising channel resistance. I'll also show you what to look out for if we were, for whatever reason, to push back down. We'll look at the support levels, and we'll talk about the possibility of falling back down to a formation that started in 2018, where the uptrend would be if we had to go back down for consolidation. But as of right now, we're pushing in a very positive position. We're pushing with some momentum, but we have to discuss just a few different whales that have transferred. We've talked about Binance with the 200 million, roughly, or close to it at least. But this is a whale that moved 28 million. So we'll go into this, we'll get into the charts, and we'll have a honest interpretation of what we think's going on today. So once again, I thank you for tuning in, and make sure you hit that like button as I go over this intro so that we can, and timestamp this, so that we can force YouTube to recommend this content, help expand our audience, and allow more people to see the information and help us expand our views as well. Happy Lent Day to everybody. Or happy Ash Wednesday, I should say. The start of Lent. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ today. But be kind, be courteous, and I think we can make a transformational moment here with XRP. I think that we can help someone who might not see what we see start to utilize this in the proper way and not give up. Number one message I can give you this morning is don't give up on your XRP holdings. If you've went through all this work since 21, I'm not going to go through the spew, but and waiting for it to come back down in 22, 23, depending on when you bought it. This is not the time. We did not buy it for cents to sell it for cents. We bought it to buy it, like I bought it 3 for $1 right now, basically, is what I was getting it at when I bought it. I'm not trying to sell it until we at least retest at all-time highs. We have a lot of people we need to make whole in the XRP market. So for that very reason, we have a lot of top-end liquidity up there. So until we make our way back up there, there's no way that I'm selling it. In fact, if you're new to the community, my hair, my goatee, if you're wondering, I made a promise to the community that I would not cut my hair or shave my or trim my goatee until XRP hit $1, and that was back in July. Now I could let it run to all-time highs, and that would make it very interesting. Indeed, it would. But as of right now, that's the plan. So good early afternoon, 12:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, February 14th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Some have asked me what I gave up for Lent. Confrontation. It's going to be difficult for me because sometimes conflict finds its way to me, having such a large community. But I've been doing a much more diligent job of staying more even keel, more motionless. So this is going to be a real test. So that is what I'm doing. It's going to be a real challenge, but it's going to help me with my growth and continuation into a better person, better self. So let's get going. 28 million XRP moved by mysterious whale amid surging crypto prices. According to a recent tweet published by the blockchain sleuth Whale Alert, which tracks down large cryptocurrency transfers, an anonymous transaction was spotted slightly less than 20 hours ago. This mysterious transfer pushed dozens of millions of XRP to centralized crypto trading platform Bitstamp. In the meantime, the XRP price has made an attempt to recover after the decline it faced earlier this week. Mysterious Whale sends almost 30 million XRP to Bitstamp. A total of 27,950,000 XRP have been moved to Bitstamp, per data shared by aforementioned cryptocurrency tracker. This is the equivalent of $14,741,183 in fiat. In the comments thread, the crypto community assumed that this anonymous whale intended to sell his millions of XRP. Some users, however, pointed out that the source of this transaction was fintech giant Ripple Labs. Indeed, data provided by XRP-focused platform BitHump shows that the wallet, which sent the XRP to Bitstamp, is linked to Ripple. Every tiny pump, Ripple always deposits millions of XRP to CEX possible to dump. BizDac, February 13, 2024. This transaction could be related to Ripple payments operations. This service runs on RippleNet and leverages XRP for fast and low-cost transactions across the globe. Prior to last fall, this service was called On-Demand Liquidity, ODL, but was rebranded to attract new customers. I personally like the old, I don't like the new way of saying it. I like the on-demand liquidity. Bitstamp is one of the long-running partners Ripple has been collaborating with regarding its payment services. Ripple announces historic acquisition yesterday, however. On February 13th, Ripple announced its decision to perform an acquisition of platform for cryptocurrency assets Standard Custody and Trust Company. This step further emphasizes Ripple's determination to embrace regulatory compliance. It will enable the fintech behemoth to strengthen its current products and explore new ones. Ripple is already in possession of almost 40 money transfer licenses across the U.S. and New York BitLicense. Besides, Ripple holds a license from Singapore's monetary regulator, one issued from the Bank of Ireland. The new acquisition will add more of those to the company's growing portfolio. This is happening while financial institutions around the world are increasing their adoption of cryptocurrency assets from regulated platforms. Today, we're excited to announce that Ripple has signed a deal to acquire at Standard Custody, strengthening our product offerings and adding to our growing portfolio of regulatory licenses around the world. Now, Ripple and Standard Custody will enable institutions and enterprises to tokenize, store, transfer, and exchange value according to Ripple's recent press release. Ripple's president, Monica Long, commented that the company's acquisitions will further strengthen their crypto infrastructure solutions. So it was a very interesting acquisition yesterday that has implications going forward. The implication right in front of us with XRP is we're sitting at the 53.37 level. We're sitting up about 1.7%, and we're sitting right at the pivot point. Right at the pivot point, we put in what looks like a W reversal possibly. Let me show you this chart real quick because we still have to get outside this broadening wedge. If we want, this was the short-term broadening wedge that was formed within the descending triangle. So we have a 534 pivot point, but the most important level is to get up above this 541, get on top of this, and then allow us to push to the 56 cents. And we'll continue to see how long this consolidates and if we can continue to have this major pressure up. Don't, if you've been watching this for some time, don't get thrown off the track just because of volatility. In fact, volatility is what we need for a price increase or the price to continue on. This got taken off. Let me just draw this back in. Just so you can see, we're in the tier 1 to tier 2 breakout setup. We've held the tier 1 breakout so far, level 1 breakout. And now our resistance up here is up at about 55.5 cents. We do need to get past that 534, but like I said, we need to get above because we formed this. So that 534 pivot level is important. But now we've also got this coming into play a little bit because we did create this broadening wedge within this. So yes, the 534 is important to continue past that pivot, but now you need to get past that 541 level just so XRP can be clear of this and then be able to focus its intent on this descending triangle resistance. And that's what's above us. We had the resistance, and I'll just mark it in here for anybody who's new. We had a resistance up here on Thursday, January 4th. It was right up about 65 cents. Came down to, after resistance 1, came to support 1, around the same time frame, early January. Came all the way down to about, this first hit was about 506. Came up for resistance 2 just a short time later, about a week later. Came back up to 625. Then we had our way down back to support, which it should be lined up with that. I didn't quite hit it. But But that's at the 484 level approximately for support 2 after resistance 2. Now it looks like it's working its way back up. And if it hits resistance, that would be resistance 3. Unless it breaks up, holds it, then you can start making your push up towards the rising channel resistance above. And that resistance, that blue line above up here, that is the rising channel resistance. That started June of 2022. So we've got a lot of stuff out here in front of us. We're going to have a lot of optics. We're going to have a lot of noise telling us that we shouldn't hold XRP, but you've got to be strong with it. This is the time that we've been building for, and I'm going to continue to tell you with the power of positivity. XRP right now, we're holding it for the moments. We bought it at 346 if you bought it when I did. We're looking for those moments where, okay, well now if it goes up $3.46, every $3.46 XRP goes up for us, our $3,500 turns into $35,000 every single time it does that. So if there's a scenario where XRP goes from $1 to $10 or $1 to $5, you're going to be counting your bread. You're going to be counting your gains very quickly. Just like every move up it makes from here, you're going to count your gains quickly. And I could go over the other cryptos we own, but XRP in itself, we've been within a very wound up phase since we hit all-time highs in 2018 in January. And I love showing this because if you're new, this will lead you down the right path of understanding. Right now we've had our first resistance up here, and that was January 2018. That's when we hit all-time highs. We converged down for 2.5 years until we finally hit our support in March of 2020 at 10 cents, roughly. Just depends what chart you're looking at, but about 10 cents. Then we hit resistance 2 way up here at $1.98, and we all know this in 2021. This is when I started on this rally up. Got everybody in at 47 cents. We're out at $1.66. Did not get back in until 34.6 cents. Transformed our portfolios and what we were able to do, not just in crypto, but precious metals. And now instead of holding 3 assets, we hold 12. At 90 to 99% off, depending on the asset. So now we've come through the support area. We reestablished again the support after hitting all-time or the $1.98 high in 21. We reestablished the low in 22 in July and bounced off of the uptrending support at about the 2.9 or 2.86 level. Then we hit it again one more time at 2.96. Then the next time we came down here was about 35 cents. Now, if we were to break down, your uptrending support of a pattern that's been together since 2018 is at 42 cents on this chart. On our other charts, which you'll have to pay attention to because that other chart's a little higher. On our other charts, it's about 38 cents. That's what I'm targeting because we have this all put out in a better way. That was just to have less noise in between so it's easier to see. So 38.1 would be the breakdown target. If it were to come down there and have to reestablish that uptrend, but be aware we haven't reestablished the uptrending resistance in quite some time. And right now that move could bring you up to about 71. Let's see if it played true here. About 72 cents area. But before you get so excited about that, just maintain your focus on this level. We maintain our focus here because this is where all the real motivation will happen. And like we've talked about earlier, if we can get out of this structure, we've got a nice move that'll bring us out of here. And let's just say we break up and we consolidate because we still have to get out of this death cross. This W reversal would be nice if it pulls up. But let's just say the 534 it ends up being the support. That's the kind of a move we're looking at here, folks. 24.22%. If we do have the proper breakout here, that would be your first real target out of the descending triangle. There's not much in between. Not much in between. And the fact that we've been in this formation for some time, you can attack this a whole different way too and say, hey, I don't want to talk about the short time frame. And I'll say, okay, well, we can look at this with our other formation where it's not so drawn in. We can look at it from where we came up to resistance. I don't have a problem with that. I actually think that's quite insightful for anybody who's doing that. But we have to get through the short structure first. That's why I have it set up the way I do. But this is all it is. This is exactly what we're looking at. It's just you're going back farther and you're looking at it from a more profound perspective. And there's nothing wrong with that because you can get the longevity of the pattern here as well. The only thing it's going to do is it's going to make it a little bit finicky. Not even finicky. That's not even the right word. It just makes it a little more... It's more of a 3D depiction. And then if you get up here, this is right around, on BITUNIX, it's 59.3. But on our other charts, so that 60 cent mark, that's how you get that big pivot point. So that's just if you draw it out a little bit longer. So that's what we're working with. We're within a structure. And if we can get out of this first tier structure, then we can start pushing that all-time high downtrend and try to push past that resistance. So we do have some resistance in front of us. So hopefully this does help when you're looking at it. You're like, okay, well, this does make a little more sense now why he keeps talking about all the resistance and support in the area. As you can see, the support right here meets up perfectly with the broadening wedge, ironically. And the resistance up here, we're getting up here now. We just need to get past. We need to get past. We need another volume spike. And XRP is set up in a very, very opportunistic spot here. If you're not in XRP yet and you want to be in XRP, I've got some things to show you about MEXC. So if you are interested in trading XRP, your favorite crypto, I got this morning from MEXC. It says lowest trading fees in the market, 0% spot fee, 0% future maker fees, 0.01% taker fee. Enjoy a further 10% discount, yada yada, with MX deduction. So their fee adjustments went from maker 0.1% to 0%. Taker fees went from 0.1 to 0%. And then they also have for the futures trading fee rates, it went from 0.01% to 0%. And then the taker, you have to do with the MX deduction. But so the terms and conditions, and then this is a new thing that they started. So if you're looking to trade XRP, your favorite crypto, look in the video description below. There's a link for MEXC. There's also PHEMEX and BITUNIX that all have low spot fees, but right now MEXC's taking the cake. So if you have a way of buying on MEXC, take advantage of the lower fees. And like I said, there's a link in the video description below. It's a good way to support the show as well. If you do appreciate what I do, consider joining Tom's Army. It really does help pave the way for this program. The members of Tom's Army, you each individually help unify my way of doing things, and you allow me to continue to bring this content on a very prevalent basis where I can be here all day, every day, and that's thanks. And I want to give a great shout out to the members of Tom's Army. And if you don't want to join Tom's Army, consider one time a month sending a YouTube super chat so I can continue to fund this program. And if you don't want to use YouTube at all, you can always go to Cash App and go to Tom Jr. 222. Other than that, please make sure to hit the like button. Stay positive. Understand what you hold at this chapter. Understand with XRP what you hold at this chapter. We've been building for a very long time into a moment, and this is the first moment I've had in a very long time where I can see a real opportunity here. Where I can see a real move in a direction that could start to make us think like, okay, we're really starting to push this in a very transcending way. I've shown you every way that we could go into consolidation mode. I've shown you the levels underneath in case we did fall down. And I've showed you the levels so that you don't have to worry by going all the way back to 2018 in January and showing you the convergence finally in March of 2020 where we had the price high or the floor started at the ceiling in 2018 and hit the floor in 2020. And now we've converged in between ever since. And don't forget about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at 51,668 right now, up 3.91% or 1,942 points. Bitcoin, as we've said, is going to just absolutely dismantle the shorts on this way up, and that's exactly what they have. They've literally taken the shorts off of the shorts. So we're coming up to the top of this expandable broadening wedge. This is the exact that's exactly how we had it out originally. We put this down here just so we could see that moment that we had to pass. And it's done it beautifully. I'm going to take off the red line, but it's done this absolutely beautifully. I'm also going to, I'll keep that short-term move so we can see the consolidation in case we face something similar when we get above, if we do get above 53,298. So if Bitcoin keeps going, which it's got a lot of institutional momentum, we're going to have a spectacular rally. And I was waiting to see if we could hold 50 and then push up a few thousand for the next consolidation. We're about to usher in alt season. We're going to usher in alt season if we continue this trend. With the election cycle in 2024 in the USA, I expect nothing less than the markets to have volatility, but mostly to the upside, to have the illusion and foster the illusion that everything's going good in the USA. So that's what I'm looking at here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching this update with me. We started off with the 30 million roughly, or 27.9 million XRP that was transferred by a whale. That turns out it was Ripple Labs. And then we ended with the technical analysis. Can't get any better than that. Thank every single one of you for watching. And if you watched until the end, make sure you type in the chat, hashtag be better, do better, because it's our job to continuously get better each and every day and help to an environment that's full of love, caring, compassion, kindness, and filled with education. Thank you all for contributing to that each and every day.